Probably the best portable workbench that I have ever seen. This thing takes up minimal space, but it folds out into a traditional workbench. It's made out of solid wood, solid European birch, has a traditional vise on there. It comes with the 4 dogs. It's absolutely incredible. Let me show you what it can do. What's crazy? How little bit of room this actually takes up. We're talking about maybe a couple of, or 2 or 4 thicknesses, maybe, not even that. And how easy it is to deploy it when you're ready to use it, from basically storage mode to workbench mode. Also, because of the way it expands out, it's quite sturdy. It's probably one of the most sturdy portable workbenches that I've seen, and it is a really nice top here. This thing is just beautiful. And you also have this Moxon style vise, basically a traditional style woodworking vise. You don't see this on portable workbenches at all. If you look at things like the Works workbench, it's really nice portable workbench. I've used them in the shop for years, but it's not a woodworking workbench. In other words, it doesn't have this style vise, it doesn't have these dog holes, and it's all plastic. This is all wood. If you look at things like the Boris Centipede, or even the Ryobi Speed Bench, the Festool MFT, way more expensive than this. So there's a lot of options out there for portable workbenches, but this is the only one I've ever seen built like this with a traditional vise at this height. That makes a huge difference too, because if you look at all the other workbenches, they're pretty low in comparison to this one. So this is going to get the work up so you're not stooped over when you're working on things, whether that's hand tools or even power tools, sanding, different things like that, cutting. So this does raise things up quite a bit, and I really like this thing. I have wanted one of these since I saw this at the trade show back at AWFS in Vegas during the summer of 2025. What's wild about this is how portable it is. It's not overly heavy. It's also not so light that it's gonna fall over easily or anything like that. It has some decent heft to it, mainly because of this metal vise that is in there. But overall, you can transport this anywhere you want. And what's cool, it's very thin. Again, you can store this up against the wall, actually hang it on the wall. If you built some type of hanger or something like that, you have a very functional workbench that takes up minimal space. It's just mind-blowing. So when you compare the Works to the Penne portable workbenches, this one's setting at 32 inches, so about mid-thigh, I'm 5'11", and then this one is setting at 36 inches, so basically countertop height, if you're like in your kitchen or whatever, is typically about 36 inches. So it's going to be a very familiar and comfortable height for you to work on. That doesn't matter if you're working with hand tools or power tools, and that's one of my favorite things about this workbench is the height. Not only that, it is collapsible, so it takes up minimal space, the clamping capabilities, dog holes. I've never seen a workbench like this, ever. This is my first one that collapses like this, has a traditional vise, has the dog holes, is at this height, and provides just so much functionality in such a small package. One of the most frequently asked questions I get on this channel is, what is the toolbox behind you? This, most people walk by in Home Depot and never notice, or at least this brand. This is Husky Toolbox. Now I bought this toolbox and I bought one recently for my office because I needed to get organized in there as well. I had some open shelving in there and it just looked really bad and I wanted to clean that up, and so I bought the big old, it's like 72-inch long workbench slash toolbox setup. These things are fantastic. They're built like tanks. The drawers slide butter smooth on these. I think I've had this one for about 3 or 4 years. Everything is just like it was when it new. Everything slides really nice. I do have some drawers a little heavy too, with wrenches and all sorts of things in there. They just work. It's worked very well. I love the hutch style. I'm not sure this one's still available. It might be. If it is, I'll link in the description. If it's not, I'll link to one that's very similar. But this came with the hutch, the toolbox on the bottom, or the workbench slash toolbox, and then one actual cabinet on the side, and I had to buy the other cabinet extra because I wanted two. But this has been one of the best purchases I've ever made from Home Depot for my shop and for my office now, because we're using one in there. And as far as the wall organization behind my miter saw, this is called OmniWall. There's different kits available. The one behind my miter station is called a Weekend Warrior XL package. Comes with all different attachments or whatever, but you can buy them in individual panels, which is what I did for the office, and then just mount those to the wall. They're some of the best made organization systems that I've ever bought. The next hidden gem, if you're in a small shop, you're gonna love this. This is the Cobalt Portable Workbench. Now there's a few things that make this workbench extremely nice. For one, the price, less than $100. It has several different ways that you can clamp things down, including these slotted holes that you can use your standard grip clamps or squeeze clamps on. That way you can clamp your stock down and work on it. It also has these 3/4 inch dog holes, so if you have dog accessories, you can drop those in there. I've got these. You can see I'm clamping the board with this one. Works extremely well. It also has built into the tabletop small parts trays for screws, bolts, nuts, things like that if you're working on a project. One thing I love about this thing is it's not very heavy. It's actually quite light for what you're getting, but it will hold up to 1,000 pounds if you get a single one of these. If you stack two together, they say 2,000 pound capacity. It also has increments on each side. On one side it's metric, on the other side it's in imperial. So no matter whichever camp you're in, you can measure things using the table if that's what you do. I'm not sure how useful it is, but I know it's kind of a good rough guide if you're just trying to rough things out. It's kind of handy to have. It has a nice little safety pin here that locks this leg in so it won't move until you pull that pin out, and then you can start unfolding, and it even tells you open one, close one. That way it lets you know which one you're supposed to open and close first. I think that's pretty cool. Your total work surface here is 34 inches by 23 and just under a half. Looks like 7/16 of an inch. So a really good solid surface here. I think this is the perfect like portable miter saw station. If you're in a small shop, take this out, set your miter saw on it, and you can also set the miter saw down and then have all these clamping capabilities so you can build your projects on it. Really nice flat top. It's the way to go.